Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, I'm pleased to welcome you, the Electoral Commission, on this press briefing to appraise the nation through you, esteemed members of the Fourth Estate, about the progress we're making so far, or we have made in implementing the 2025-26 general elections roadmap. On behalf of the Electoral Commission, I would like to thank you for your continued role in ensuring that citizens are made aware of the different aspects of the electoral process, and thereby contributing to enabling them make informed decisions and choices about who will lead them as provided for in Article 1, Clause 4 of the 1995 Constitution. I will begin with the progress of implementation of the roadmap. Since the roadmap for the 2025-26 general elections was launched in August 2023 and revised in July 2024, the Commission has been able to accomplish the following milestones. 1, we have successfully completed the demarcation of local government electoral areas and the reorganization of polling stations for the general elections. We have also undertaken the general update of the National Voters Register, as well as compiling the special interest groups registers. We've been able to conduct the public display of the National Voters Register. We have also been able to conduct the elections of special interest groups, committees, from the village to national level. We have also conducted nomination of candidates for presidential, general parliamentary, and local government councils elections. As a result of the above activities and others, some of the basic statistics for the 2026 general elections are as follows. Number of districts in Uganda as of 13th November 25, 146. Number of counties, 312. Number of constituencies, 353. Number of sub-counties, all towns, all municipal divisions, 2,191. Number of parishes, 10,717. Number of villages, 71,214. Number of polling stations, 50,739. Number of registered voters, 21,681,491. 21,681,491. Out of this total number of registered voters, the male voters are 10,334,362. 10,334,362, which makes 47% of the total number of registered voters. And the female voters are 11,347,129, which translates into 53% of the registered voters. So the female voters are much more than the male. The Commission would once again wish to urge all the registered voters to turn up on the respective polling days to exercise their right to vote and choose leaders of their choice at all levels. The Electoral Commission will soon issue or begin issuance of the voter allocation slips to the voters across the country, detailing or particularizing their respective polling stations to enable them conveniently locate their respective polling stations on polling day. We are directing the EC staff, especially the parish supervisors, under the supervision of the sub-county supervisors and the district election administrators, to make sure that every voter gets his or her voter location slip. The next item I would like to talk about is the nomination of candidates. Following the conclusion of the nominations, a total of 83,597 candidates were nominated to contest for the 45,505 elective positions, right from president to sub-county councillor. The nominated candidates were flagged to conduct campaigns at all levels, following the guidelines issued by the Commission. However, and unfortunately, since nominations, some of the nominated candidates at different levels have since passed on. And the Commission has therefore, in accordance with Section 26 of the Parliamentary Elections Act, set aside or appointed Thursday, 27th and Friday, 28th November this year as the dates for conducting fresh nominations in the various electoral areas across the country. Because that's what the law says, that where a candidate dies before polling, the Electoral Commission shall conduct fresh nominations to fill that gap. However, those who were already nominated for that position and are still alive will not have to go through another nomination process. Those ones will remain nominated candidates. Now the particulars of the said as follows: name of deceased, Tumuikirize Kakuba Pediel, District Kasanda, position contested sub-county chairperson, party independent, electoral area Manyogaseka sub-county. Next is Kubao Patrick, deceased, District Kabong, position contested male older persons representing Loyoro sub-county. That's the electoral area. The other deceased candidate is Woti Julius Paul, Ududa District, sub-county directly elected councillor, party NRM, electoral area Wahata, Ukipokolo sub-county in Uganda names. Next deceased candidate Akelo Joan, District Kwania, position District Woman Councillor, party NRM, electoral area IRB Town Council. The other deceased candidate is Sembuzi Gerald, Nakasongola District, position sub-county directly elected councillor, party NRM, electoral area Kisalizi, Wampanga sub-county. The other deceased candidate is Nagobi Beth Sironko District, position sub-county woman elected councillor, party NRM, electoral area Ukise sub-county. The other candidate, the deceased candidate is Mweva Rachel, District Tororo, sub-county woman councillor, NRM, electoral area are Singet, Kayoro sub-county. As mentioned, all these are local government positions. And as mentioned earlier, those who are already nominated are not going to be part of this fresh nomination exercise. Aspiring candidates, therefore, for those positions in those areas are advised to obtain nomination forms and guidelines for the respective local government council electoral position from their district electoral commission offices, or obtain soft copies of the forms and guidelines from the electoral commission website www.ec.or.ug. Polling dates. Although we have announced this before, but we keep reminding people through you. Following the conclusion of the nomination at all levels, the Commission appointed the polling dates for the various elected positions under the general elections roadmap. As by way of reminder, the following are the dates for the information of the general public. Elections of the President and members of Parliament, both directly elected and district woman representative, 15th January 2026. National Conference for Election of Persons with Disabilities, representatives to Parliament, 19th January 2026. Of councillors representing special interest groups, that is youth, older persons, and PWDs at sub-county, town, or municipal division, 19th January 2006. Election of councillors representing special interest groups, youth, these at municipality or city division, 20th January 2026. National Conference for election of workers representatives to Parliament, 21st January 2026. Elections of district local government councils, that is, district or city chairpersons, Lord Mayor, mayors, and councillors, 22nd January 2026. Elections of municipalities stroke city division chairpersons and councillors, 2026. National Conference for election of national female youth representative to Parliament, 28th January 2026. National Conference for election of national female older persons representative to Parliament, 28th January 2026. Army Council meeting for election of UPDF representatives to Parliament, 28th January 2026. Election of councillors representing special interest groups at a district or city level, 29th January 2026. Regional Conference for election of older persons representatives to Parliament, 2nd February 2026. Elections of sub-county, stroke town or municipal division chairpersons and councillors, 4th February 2026. Finally, regional conferences for election of regional youth representatives to Parliament, 6th January 2026. In other words, the elections that are stipulated in Article 61, Clause 2 shall all be held between 15th January and 6th February, including for the special interest groups. We wish to call upon all stakeholders, political parties, the candidates, observers, security agencies, civil society, and the electorate to take note of the respective polling dates and prepare accordingly to participate meaningfully in the elections. The other matter I want to talk about is management of petitions arising out of the nomination exercise. The handling of petitions and complaints is an essential and legitimate part of the electoral process. The Commission received several petitions arising from the recently concluded nomination exercise. In total, the Commission received about 300 petitions and complaints, mostly arising out of the nomination exercise at local government and parliamentary levels. Each petition has been carefully considered and determined based on the law, the Commission's constitutional mandate, and the evidence, as well as the merits of each case. I would like to state that while the number of 300 may appear high, when you consider that it's taken out of, or they arise out of over 83,000 nominated candidates for 45,505 elective positions, it becomes clear that the majority of the nominations were undertaken and concluded without any complaint or grievance. Nonetheless, the Commission remains committed to ensuring fair, just, and timely resolution of all matters summoned before it. The other activity that we have undertaken and is ongoing is the production of ballot papers for the general elections. And we procured the services of reputable international and local printing firms to produce the ballot papers for the 2026 general elections. For presidential, directly elected member of parliament, district women representatives of parliament, district/city chairpersons, district/city directly elected councillors, district/city women councillors, the award was given to Al-Ghurair Printing and Publishing LLC in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. For sub-county, town, municipal division chairpersons, the contract was awarded to Uniprint SA, Durban, South Africa. For sub-county, town, municipal division, directly elected councillors, the contract was awarded to Inform Lycos, Eros, Athens, Greece. Together, this one also includes sub-county, town, municipal division, women councillors. Then for councillors representing special interest groups at the district, city, municipality, sub-county, town, municipal division, local governments, Sintel Security, Nairobi, Kenya. Then for municipalities, city division chairpersons, and women councillors, the contract was awarded to Peak Fair Industries Limited, Uganda. Then for municipality, city division, directly elected councillors, Graphics Systems, Kampala, Uganda. The production of ballot papers for the various elective positions is currently underway and progressing well. The Commission advises political parties which are contesting the presidential elections to submit the names of their official agents who will be accredited to witness the delivery of the ballot papers at the airport in the case of ballot papers which are printed out of the country, and eventual delivery at our warehouses in the case of ballot papers and other election materials printed within the country. This measure is intended to ensure transparency and stakeholder confidence in the handling of election materials. I'd also like to update the country upon the technology to be deployed during polling for 2026 general elections. The Electoral Commission is empowered under the law to adopt and use technology in the management of elections. Specifically, Statutory Instrument Number 2, 2021, enjoins the Commission to use technology in the electoral processes. Accordingly, the Commission has procured 109,142 109,142 biometric voter verification kits, or BVVK, which will be deployed for the 26 general elections as a measure aimed at improving the management and conduct of elections through authenticity of voter identity, of the correct voter or the right voter. Out of these 60,000 kits have so far been delivered in the country, and the balance of 49,142 kits is expected at the end of this month, this November. The BVK basically uses fingerprints and facial recognition. This is a new feature. If your fingerprints are worn out, we should be able to recognize you by the face. There is an application in the kit which would identify you, recognize you by your face, so as to match voter details, which will help the presiding officer confirm the identity of the voter as being the one on the voters register of that polling station. The system will enable the Commission to ensure that only registered voters or persons vote or are given ballot papers to vote during the elections, and that such persons or voters do not vote more than once for that same election. Hence, it will help the Commission achieve the one man, one woman vote principle. But we want you to note that this system of BBVK was first deployed in the 2016 general elections. It was slightly improved and used again in 2021 general elections. This system for 2026 has now. These devices will be deployed to all the 50,739 polling stations to enhance credibility in the electoral process. Currently, the Commission is conducting the exercise of recruitment of the 50,739 persons who will be operating these machines at each polling station on the various polling days. The Commission is also conducting recruitment of 1,050 persons who will be trainers for the operators. We must have people who will train the operators who will be working on at the polling stations. And these are 1,050. So that's the process we are backing. But we are also now, for the moment, I think, training our own people who will take part in the training the trainers. Okay? At the same time, the Commission has commenced training of technical staff who will in turn be trainers of trainers to ensure that there is full knowledge of how to operate the kits by all staff involved. A stakeholder engagement program featuring public demonstration of the kit, because people have been asking me, but you are not telling the people about the kit, you are not sensitizing the people. That is coming. So a stakeholder engagement program featuring public demonstration of the kit will commence in the coming days, during which representatives of all political parties and candidates, election observers, civil society groups, the media, and the general public will be taken through practical rehearsal sessions about how the kits work. Our silence for now is not because we want to keep this thing secret or we don't want the people to know. No, the hallmark of our operations is transparency and inclusivity. For now, we want to prepare everything, the trainers, those who will be able to carry the public through these processes. They must test the kit with the involvement of members of the public. So that's why for now, we felt we need to hold on until we go out and sensitize the public about the process. Accreditation of election observers and the media is also another aspect. The Electoral Commission is mandated under Section 16 Subsection 1, the Electoral Commission Act, to accredit any individual, group, or institution to act as election observers. Accreditation of the observers will be done both at the Electoral Commission headquarters and in the districts or cities across Uganda. Right now, we are receiving a number of applications from both local and international groups, missions, embassies, missions, international bodies, regional bodies, continental bodies who want to observe our elections. And for us, we are created as many as those who have expressed interest, provided they meet the basic criteria. So all international and national observers will be working in Kampala region, which comprises the districts of Mukono, Wakiso, and Kampala, will be accredited from the Electoral Commission headquarters in Kampala. National observers for the rest of the districts will be accredited at the respective city/district Electoral Commission offices by the District Accreditation Committee. The Commission will accredit national and international election observers and media practitioners who wish to follow and report on the electoral processes. Accreditation of observers is essential for ensuring transparency, professionalism, and orderly conduct during one pre-polling period. Like now we are in the pre-polling period. Then the polling days, vote counting process, results to declaration processes, and then the post-polling processes. Groups are encouraged to submit their applications earlier to avoid delays. Campaigns for the 2026 general elections. As mentioned earlier, the campaign period for candidates contesting the various elective positions is currently underway. The Electoral Commission issued campaign guidelines, which were well shared with all political parties, candidates, stakeholders, members of the public. The Commission wishes to appreciate those candidates and their supporters who have complied with the campaign guidelines, particularly in observing the harmonized campaign program, the agreed venues, the campaign time, and using suitable language. This has enabled the smooth conduct of campaigns in many parts of the country. We have, however, noted incidences where some candidates, their agents, or supporters have deviated from the guidelines. The following have been reported and observed as some of the particular areas of non-compliance. 1. Organizing or holding processions along public roads that violate traffic rules and disrupt the mobility or movement of other people and trade in the affected areas, and which has sometimes resulted in what would have been avoidable confrontation with the law enforcement agencies. Secondly, some candidates are making impromptu stops and addressing the public in non-scheduled locations like markets, trading centers. Wherever they find people, we want to address them. And yet the campaign program says you go to the designated campaign venue, which has been agreed upon with the participation or with consultation with the security of the area. The other breach or non-compliance is in the use of defamatory words and language, which incites disorder, hatred, and threatens or incites violence. The other issue is the tearing or removal or defacing of candidates. Then some areas we noted, like in I think in Kiruhura, where some people took it upon themselves to assault or to harass the supporters of a candidate who was in that area. All these acts are prohibited, they are not necessary, and they distort the good aspects of our electoral processes. We strongly condemn acts of violence, hooliganism, and intolerance that have been reported in some areas across the country. We also condemn acts of deliberate defiance and non-compliance with the guidelines as issued by the Electoral Commission. We wish to strongly appeal to all candidates, their agents, supporters, and the general public to adhere to lawful and peaceful campaign conduct. This is necessary and required for all the candidates to be compliant, to observe the guidelines, and ensure that they maintain law and order. Some of the candidates have been campaigning at night in real darkness, and yet the guidelines say campaigns should stop at 6 p.m. Some have even going on beyond 8 p.m., 9 p.m. This is wrong. The Commission has established a mechanism for receiving, hearing, and determining complaints and issues during the campaigns. The Commission has so far held 2 scheduled meetings with agents of presidential candidates and security in order to address any emerging issues of concern that have arisen during the campaigns. Next week, we're again scheduled to have another meeting because we have so far held 2. We hold them normally. We held one at the beginning of the presidential campaigns. After the first 30 days, we had another one. Now we are going to the second 30 days. We are going to have another one next week. Well, we believe we shall address many of these issues that have emerged that have created some kind of distortion on the whole process that has hitherto smoothly. But it's not everywhere. It's not everywhere. Just a few individuals. I would like to state that the Commission will not hesitate to apply sanctions against any individual or political party organization that violates the campaign guidelines or engages in activities that threaten the integrity of the electoral process. We wish to emphasize that compliance with the law remains a shared responsibility of all stakeholders in the electoral process. And as we have said time and again, the desire, the quest to have a peaceful, free, and fair election is on the shoulders of everybody who has a stake in the electoral process, not the Electoral Commission alone. Ask yourself, do I have a role or a stake to play in this general election? If I do, then whatever I'm required to do, let me do it in accordance with the law and the guidelines. Let me observe good conduct, civility, and common decency. Simple. All these things people are talking about, you see what is taking place, those things can end tomorrow. It's a question of choice. What do the actors choose to do? It's the primary question. If they choose to act in a manner that is law-abiding, you won't see any problem. In conclusion, I wish to assure the country that the Electoral Commission remains firmly in charge. I've heard people say, Electoral Commission is not in charge. They are keeping quiet. It's not that everything we do, we get on the microphone. There are so many things that we do, people don't know. All of them geared or aimed at ensuring that we have a political process. When it is appropriate for us to come out and speak, we speak. and alert the people and correct and make corrections and guide and counsel people on how they ought and are expected to behave or conduct themselves. Want to assure the country we are in charge. And we are firmly on course to fulfill our constitutional mandate in accordance with Articles 60 and 61 of the Constitution. To organize, conduct, and supervise regular, free, and fair, and transparent elections and referenda. Once again, let me say this. A credible electoral process is a shared responsibility. We continue to call upon all stakeholders, the political parties, candidates, their agents and supporters, security agencies, civil society groups, religious leaders, the business community, the media, as well as the public, to conduct themselves peacefully and in accordance with the law. As we move towards polling, the Commission remains committed to delivering the 2026 general elections in a transparent, timely, inclusive, and credible manner. We will continue to share timely updates as the electoral program progresses, and we urge all Ugandans to uphold peace, respect, and lawful participation throughout the entire electoral cycle. We want to urge all Ugandans to be tolerant to one another. Even if you don't agree with this candidate or you are not supporting that candidate, please, what he or she is doing is lawful. You have no right to take up sticks or stones or whatever and try to assault this candidate or discourage him or her from coming to your area or campaigning in your area. Let him or her be. So let us be tolerant. Let us be respectful and mindful that Uganda will always be there, even after the elections are concluded. Thank you for listening to me. For God and my country. Basebo ne banyabo njagala kuwebaza bamawulire abazze wano lwaleero. Mwebale nnyo okuwagira ku kiiko by'okulonda. Mu kaseera tuba tulina ebitwagala okutegeeza eggwanga ebikwata ku biki bye tutambulirako era mukola omulimu munene. Njagala kubeebaza b'amawulire. Lwaleero twayise olukunga nalyo okusobola okutegeeza eggwanga wabwe tuyimiridde, biki bye tutuuseeko, biki ebigenda mu maaso, ate ne biki bye tusuubira nga tutambula nga tulindirira okulonda okwa omwaka guno 2026. Bitwakatuukako bitwakamaliriza kwe okulongoosa ebifo bironderwamu ne polling stations, enkalala z'abalonzi. Twamala okukola omulimu ogwo, twazitereeza, twatandika okulonda kwa special interest groups. Kati kaweefube waliwo kati sunsulamu abagenda kwesiikawo mu bifo byonna bira ddala ku pulezidenti tuukira ddala mu gavumenti ebifo bya gavumenti ebituufu. Ku bye tukoze ebivuddemu kwegamba nti bye bino disitulikiti ze tulina kati mu Uganda ziri 146, amasaza 312, constituencies za palamenti 353, amagombolola oba towns oba municipal divisions 2,191, emiruka 1,717, ebyalo 7,214, polling stations 5,739. Abannayuganda abalonzi abali ku nkala z'abalonzi bali obukadde 21,681 enagenda byonna kwabo abalonzi bonna abakyala be basinga obungi abakyala bali bukadde 11 3,407,1029 abaami bali obukadde 10,3,3,4,362 twagala okunga abalonzi bonna bakubiriza nti olunaku lw'okulonda muveeyo mwonna mukozesa obuyinza bwammwe bwabaweebwa mu ssemateeka mu biseera ebitali byawala tujja kuba tuweereza akapapula akatuyita voter allocation slip akali kamanya g'omulonzi mu polling station gy'agenda okulonderako kwegamba ku lunaku lw'okulonda alina okusooka kwetoola agenda ku polling station eno addayo eri naye amanye obwawaka polling station erigina tujja kuba tukozesa abantu baffe abali mu bitundu byonna by'eggwanga supervisors abali ku myuka abali ku magombolola n'aba district election administrators mu kawufu ono okulaba nti buli mulonzi yenna afuna akapapula twamaliza okusunsulamu abeesimbyewo omutwalira wamu twafuna 8,397 ba candidates abeesimbyewo mu kuviira ddala ku kifo kya president n'okutuukira ddala ku bakansala b'amagombolola ebifo ebyesimbyewo biri 4,455 naye eky'omukisa omubi waliwo bannaffe bangi abavudde mu bulamu bw'ensi nga bamaze okusunsulamu nga ba candidates amateeka gatugamba nti candidate waafa okulonda tekunabeerawo akakiiko kenya kalina okuteekawo enteekateeka ey'okusunsula nomination empya oba nomination okujjuza ekifo kyo candidate afudde naye bali abaali basunsuddwa ku kifo ekyo nga bakyali balamu tebajja kuddamu asunsulwako ebifo bino biri mu Kasanda tulina ekifo kimu Chairperson wegombolola Kabongo tulinayo omu eyali yeesimbye ku kifo kya abakadde Obududa tulina ekifo kimu yali gyesimbyewo ku bwakansala wegombolola Wania ekifo kimu ky'omukyala kansala wa district Nakasongola naye waliwo ekifo kimu ky'omukansala wegombolola Sirongo naye waliwo ekifo kimu kya kansala omukyala kansala kirira abakyala kugombolola ne Tororo waliwo ekifo kimu ekya omukiikize w'abakyala kansala kugombolola twagala okukubiriza abo bonna abaagala kwesiima mu bifo bino ennaku z'enkya 27 na 28 omukolo guno ogugenda okubeerawo enteekateeka eno bwegenda okukola mu bifo ebyo si ggwanga lyonna naye wali mu bifo byetumaze okulanga era twamaze okutegeeza district administrators abali mu district okutegeeza abantu bonna mu district bamugombolola nti ekifo kino bwe kiri abagala kwesigayo nga bwe twalaba nti ennaku z'okulonda twamala zitegeeza eggwanga twagala okubajjukiza kulonda ku bwa president olina kunaaba amembe mu parliament olina kubeera lunaku lumu ng'olunaku 15 omwezi gw'olubereberye ogwa January conference ng'olukungaana olw'okulonda olw'aba abaliko obulemu okulonda abakiikize baabwe parliament ojja kubeera ng'olunaku 19 mwezi gwa January ate okulonda ba councillors abakulembera special interest groups abavubuka ba older persons n'abaliko obulema ku magombolola town municipal division ejja kubeera ennaku n'ebirala nga bwe mbinyonyodde twagala okukubiriza abo bonna ebitongole ebibiina by'obufuzi abeesimbyewo abo abasabye okubeera bakalabalaba oba kuzaabaala ebitongole by'okwerinda ebitongole bya nakiyeero n'abaloozi bonna n'abawagizi bonna nti ennaku zino muzijjukire kubanga mulina okutandika okweteekateeka okulonda. Mu kaseera kano twakafunako okwemulugunya okwava mu kusunsulwamu kwa candidates kulinga 300,000 okugatta wamu okwemulugunya okuvudde mu kusunsulwa kwa member of parliament na gavumenti z'ebitundu. Okuva omwezi ogw'omwenda ennaku gali 11 commission ebadde tuula buli lunaku okutunuulira mu nsonga ze petitions oba emisango oba okwemulugunya ovudde mu kulonda. Era n'olunaku lwaleero nga sinajja wano tusoose kutuula ne bamateeka baffe batutunula egimu ku misango oba okwemulugunya kuno etubadde tuwulira. Enkola yaffe tusinziira mu mateeka ga constitution bwetulagira tutuulanga kooti. Era waliwo abadde abaleeta n'abajulizi ne babuuka ebibuuzo balooya abantu babadde bajja wande batulinda baade ng'amateeka bwe gati kwegamba netulina ensonga kwegamba kitunaaba tusazeewo tujja kusooka kwekennenyeza ddala kintu kino kyebagamba kituufu oba si kituufu, kiri mu mateeka oba tekiri mu mateeka. Obululu okuba obululu oba ballot paper print gw'omulimu gwatandise dda, era omulimu ogwo twaguwa kampani ziri 6, 2 za wano mu Uganda, 4 z'ebweru wa Uganda, era zatandise okukola omulimu okukuba obululu bwonna mu bifo ebyo byonna nga bwe tugamba. Tusaba ebibiina by'obufuzi n'abo bonna beesimbyewo otuwa amannya gaba agency bamwe abanaabeerawo mu kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe nga obululu buno butuuka mu ggwanga. Ebyo ddembe lyammwe otuwa amannya, tujja kuteekayo enteekateeka eneebasooseza ogenda ku kisaawe ku lunaku lwennyini ennyonyi ezinaaba zireeta oba bwenaabeereeta obululu buno mu ggwanga. Tugenda kukozesa ebyuma bya kalimagezi naddala ku polling station. Omulundi guno tulongoosezaamu akuuma ke twakozesa mu mwaka 2016 mu mwaka gwa 2019. Kati bw'obanga ekinkumu ky'omulunzi kigaanye okuvaayo bulungi, bagenda mu kuba kafaananyi. Jjukira nti akuuma kano kaba kalina ekifaananyi kyo, kaba kalina amannya go, enamba yo ng'omulonzi n'ebirala. Kati oba kuba kafaananyi, ekifaananyi kyo bw'obanga oli mulonzi ku polling station eyo, ekifaananyi kyo ekiri mu kuuma kijja kuvaayo then bakakase nti oli mulonzi ku polling station eyo. Obuuma buno twakafunako emitwalo 6 naye obulala obusigaddeyo ng'emitwalo 49 tusuubira okutuuka mu mwezi guno nga tegunaggwaawo. Buli polling station egenda kubeera n'obuuma obwo. Omulundi teri mukyezo ku mulundi guno, hakuna mukyezo. Buli polling station ejja kubeerako obuuma obwo. Akamu mukafa nga tuyingizaawo kali. Bw'obanga tulina mukono bati ngagitemako linkumu tekirabika, olina feesi yadde oli muzibe, olina feesi. Akuuma kateeka okumagira. Tugamba buli muntu yenna okuweebwa akalulu ng'omaze kakasibwa kuuma. Bw'obanga tuli mulonzi polling station eyo, akuuma kagenda kugaana, tujja kulonda yadde olina endangamuntu. Naye nga tuli ku polling station eyo bagenda kulaga gwe bw'obanga mu station ey'egindi. Naye bw'oba oli wampigi oyagala kulondera mukono tebakumanyi n'omukuuma toliimu. Olwekyo tusaba nti abantu bonna mumanye wa bwe mugenda okulondera. Ate abo bonna basuubira nti bajja kgenda baleete bululu, simanyi babukubidde oba babukubidde oba mu Kampala nga bwe baagala. Tebagenda buleeta babusonsoke mu bokisi. Sebo ebyo byedda twavaayo dda, tebijja kubeerawo. mubyera kakati abantu babuuza nti naye lwaki temunatongoza akuuma kano mu bantu temunakanjula temunabategeeza mugenda akakozesa mutya nga abantu bamanyi mugenda mugumikirizeeko kati kyetuliko tutraininga abagenda okuyigiriza abantu abanaakozesa koomaako ku polling stations 5,000 mu Lusamba nga bwe tugambye kati bano be bagenda ku training kubanga abagenda okubeera recruited okukola ku luumu ku polling station bagenda kubeera 5,000 mu Lusamba naye kati tugenda kuwandiika abantu 1,000 abo tugenda ba traininga ate naba training bali 5,000 mu bitundu bitali mu by'eggwanga bagenda kukola ku kozesa obumu oluvannyuma tujja kwanjira kuuma kano twali tugambye tujja kusooka tuyite bamawulire oba tunaalaba buli omu tugambe tuwe ebikukwatako ng'omulonzi bw'oba nga toli mulonzi tetujja kuteeka kubanga tetukumanyi mu regisita yaffe toli naye bwanga oli mulonzi twagamba bamawulire ffenna tugambe tujja gamba ba mukyunguzi n'abalala mu PR mufune ebibakwatako tubateeke mu kuuma buli muntu mugambe jangu teeka ekinkumu kakola katya oba face obukinkumu kigaanyi face kakola katya ebyo byonna tugenda kubyanjula then tutegeeze n'ebibiina by'obufuzi ebibiina bya nakiyewe n'abantu bonna nti system eno egenda kukola bweti kyetukweka mu kulonda bannange tekiriiwo naye kyetusaba mubeere bagumiikiriza ekiseera bwe kinaatuuka kitali kyawala nnyo tugenda kwanjula akuuma kano kakola mu ngeri ki wakanaakozesa wakatya abo bonna abaagala okubeera ba observers mu kulonda okuliwo kati oba mu program oba lwaleero oba bino ebiriwo campaigns oba biki wakunaku luli lwennyini w'okulonda muli baddembe okuwandikira akakiiko k'ebyokulonda naddala abo abagenda okuva ebweru wa Uganda. Campaigns nga bwe twategeeza eggwanga okusunsulwamu abo bonna abeesimbyewo obufo byonna president, member of parliament, local government batandika kukuba campaigns okutwala wamu campaign zitambula bulungi okujjako ky'omukisa omubi bakandidates abamu si bonna aba agents baabwe n'abawagizi baabwe abeeyisa mu ngeri etagondera mateeka ebimu ku reports zitufunye naffe betulabyeko ku nkutu z'amawulire okuteeka ebivulo omu makubo oli n'atambula n'oluserengete lw'abantu so nga tetwagamba nti amakubo sigaba candidates bokka beesimbyewo ekkubo lina kusigala liri lya buli omu alina eddembe okutambula gy'alaga naye bwe bw'ovaayo n'okola ekivulo oba procession ng'otambula ku sipiidi y'akasoobo n'osiba ekkubo lyonna si kya bwenkanya bw'ofuuse nakyemalira that's not right. Ekyo twatandika okitongooza ekintu ekyo nga tewanabeerawo na nominations za presidential candidates. Ku lunaku lwe twasunsula ba presidential candidates twabakubiriza nti mugoberere ebiragiro oba amateeka akakiiko agali mu mateeka g'eggwanga amateeka gakwata ku entambula y'ebiduka oba entambula yaffe mu makubo na guidelines zetufulumya ng'akakiiko sizira mu buyinza bwatuweebwa mu ssemateeka ne tugamba nti ebivulo tebikkirizibwa vuga motoka yo genda wogenda okubira campaign abawagizi obasangeyo eri oyogere eri abantu tulaba bakandidates abakola abakikola naye babamu Roba Fusiki, Nanta Ulia, Nanta Mekwa, Nanta Gabwako. Bakule bintu kwagamba ekitegeeso ebintu kwagamba nekireetawo embeera nti ab'ebyokwerinda bagezaako okuza embeera mu nteeka yabaawo kukola ki okusikagana. Nolwekyo ekintu ekyo tukivumirira bacandidates twabagamba nti mu nteekateeka yammwe yokuba campaigns olina kulaga wa wogenda olunaku lweruti kolagana n'ebibiina ebitongole byokwerinda Uganda Police Force mu district obagambe nja kubeera mu kifo bwe kiti balina okusooka okukakasa ddala ekifo kino candidate kyagamba kituufu. I mean, is it proper? Oyinza kugamba ogenda kubeera ku kifo kiri kumpi n'eddwaliro kumpi n'essomero ng'abaana baffe bakola ebibuuzo oyagala okubeera campaign. Saba ebitongole byokwerinda omulimu gwabwe okulaba nti yes candidate gundi ajja kujja mu kifo kino teri kintu kyonna genda kutaataaganyizibwa ati naye kakati candidate atuuka mu butale n'atandika kwogerera abantu balikola emirimu gyabwe mu butale, abantu banoonya kasente okwebeesawo, kati oyagala kutaataaganya emirimu gyabwe mu bizinesi zaabwe. Buli kubo ogenda oyimirira buli kukatabamu lw'okuba nti bajja bayimirira asanga wana abantu nayimirira ekifo kyagenda okuba mu campaign agenda kujjukira nti budde bwakoze eki wamuyiseko kati ayagala ayingireyo budde bwekiro atandike okukola campaign. Poliisi bwevaayo omuzibira nti olaba banzibira. Please let us be responsible. I think the first sign of a good credible leader, responsibility, respect for the law. Ekirala olulimi olukozesebwa bakandise bamu wawula mu mawanga mu madiini okukuuma abantu omuliro. Kati nyawula bagamba nti mwe mukuume akalulu kammwe teri agenda bagana kuuma akalulu sebo gwani ogamba abantu bagenda kuuma akalulu. Amateeka gagamba nti abantu abamanyiddwa abakkirizibwa kubeera polling station agents ba candidates buli candidate akkirizibwa okubeera na agents babiri. Tulina ba polling officials abali wansi w'ekikiiko ky'ebyokulonda, tulina observers abanga bakkiriziddwa babaweereddwa okubeera mu kifo ekyo polling station biziri. Ebibiina by'obufuzi nabyo babirwa omukisa okubeera na ba observers. Voter protectors bw'onoonya mu kitabo eky'amateeka tebaliimu ssebo nnyabo, tebaliimu abalala temwagala goberera amateeka. Kati oyigiriza amateeka ssebo nnyabo voter protector mateeka taliimu. Era bwe banaaba simanyi bakuwadde olukusa genda obeere voter protector zikusanze. Singa mbadde mukama wange n'agamba genda obeere voter protector, nze sijja kuva waka kubanga abagenda mu kino. Abantu betwandiise ani agenda okukuuma akalulu kaffe. Nze nga candidate akalulu kange kanaakuumibwa batya katya aba agents bolina polling station. Kati kamba kyokulabirako basebanja tulina ba candidates aba presidential candidates bameka 8 si 8 already aba agents bameka 16 kandi tubabanga yewadde okusindika ba agents. Jukira nti ku polling station yemu ku lunaku lwe lumu tulina akalulu okulonda direct elected member of parliament, tulina okulonda woman member of parliament. Wano mu Kampala bangambe kisuse manya wa bangambe waliwo ba candidates bali 20 bameka wali 21 oba babiri waliwo constituency emu abesimba ku kifo kimu 22. Kati ba agents bameka wa matindi ba agents ba candidates bali 21 babiri already those are 40 agents. That are called presidential candidates. Already agents very atano mu mukaga. Katuyagala wa voter protector bafanana bati. Ba malaika babani. Bano bagenda kubeera ba voter protector. Bebamanyi mu mateeka. Naye bw'onojja n'amakooti gondizi voter protector. Ojja kasiga. Okay. Ekirala. Wala bintu abagenda nga bonoona oba basangula campaign posters z'aba agents aba. Ekyo mu mateeka tekikkirizibwa. Musango. Musange campaign poster ya byabakama candidate. Nga n'ogiyuliza n'ogyonoona. Singa bakukwata ogw'omusango kati bagenda kusibira ki? Bagenda kusibira mwereere kwonoona campaign. Kati campaign poster eyo ogiyitako n'ogenda okosebwa otya? Ogyonoona ofunamu ki? Obanga mu nsawo temuli ssente wenoona campaign poster ya gundi we ssente buzinayingira sebo ojja kutanga nga tulina ssente n'ebizibu. So muleke kwenyigira mu bintu ebitakugasa. There are things which add no value to you. Wabula biba bikwonoonera n'omukisa gw'olina okukola ebintu by'oyagala kukola n'olwekyo temwonoona campaign poster. Wale kimwe kyetwalaba ekyali simanyi kiruhura. Walaba Nansi bamu abeewaayo ne bakuba simanyi baali bakuba abawagizi ba Kyagulanyi. Kati ekyo kyaki eyo mpisa ki? Candidate yenna yasunsulwamu waddenge okugenda mu kifo ekyalaze nti jja kubeera ejindi okubekiri mu mateeka. Obanga tewagira candidate gundi muleke ayitemu okugenda okola emirimu gyo. Tibakugambye nti jangu obeere ku kkubo kubanga candidate gundi wotawagira agenda kuyitirawo. Teyakuwaliriza. Naye what is not accepted ekitakirizibwa abantu kutwala amateeka mu ngalo okumenya amateeka in fact not even kutwala amateeka okumenya amateeka n'otandika okukuba oba okukuba abawagizi ba candidate watawagira. Ekyo tekikirizibwa era tukivumirira. Muleke ba candidates bagende bakole campaign zaabwe. Ba candidates mugondera amateeka. Singa mugondera amateeka sirowooza nti nabindi busimanyi byebagambe betulaba nti ab'ebitongole byokwerinda bakoze kino tebijja kubeerawo. Mujjukire we twatangira campaign bintu byatambula bulungi era buli omu n'agamba nti banange bitambula bulungi. N'agamba sinateekamu ebyange. Naye kakati it's not too late. Tusobola okutereeza kateredde. Nga tumaliriza twagala okukubiriza abantu bonna Bannayuganda kenga akakiiko keewaddeyo okulaba nti ebintu bitambula bulungi. Kale mukaweefube okulaba nti tumalawo endooliito zonna oba obutakaanya obuzeewo bw'embeera yonna ezzeewo. Tulaga ekifaananyi kibi nga Bannayuganda. Wiiki ejja tugenda kubeerawo n'olukuŋŋaana lwaffe olwokusatu. Twateekawo enkola kati okubeeranga na enkuŋŋaana okubeera na meeting na agents ba presidential candidates, okubeera na okusinkana aba presidential candidates, agents ba presidential candidates, ebitongole byokwerinda Uganda Police Force n'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda. Twakakola enkuŋŋaana bbiri. Tugenda kubeera n'olukuŋŋaana oba meeting ey'okusatu wiiki ejja. Tulabe kiki ekitaataganiza embeera okusooka eyaliwo ng'ebintu nga bitambula bulungi. Kiki ekizeewo? What has happened? What is it that is causing this fracas that we are seeing, which nobody wants to see here? Lwekyo nga kakiiko njagala otegeeza Bannayuganda baleme kweraliikirira. Akakiiko bulungi naye watuba twagala kalulwa k'emirembe k'amazima n'obwenkanya. Buli muntu yenna okikwatako ayina ekyakola oba kiki ayinawo oba process oba stage ng'ayenyigidde mu kaluka. Singa tugondera amateeka ne tubeera bawulize bannange eggwanga lyaffe tujja kusigala liri emirembe, tujja kubeera n'akalulu ak'emirembe, tiri kweraliikirira, teri biki, naye ffe tulina okusalawo akalulu kaffe kagenda kubeera kangeri ki. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala bassebo ne banyabo, Mukama bakuume.
Thank you very much, Lord Chairperson of the Electoral Commission. He's going to take questions. Please limit them to questions and focus to the press briefing. You say your name. Can I have that microphone? Can I have that with the microphone?
Yeah, audible.
Yes. Paul Bakabulini.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Paul Wakabeni from BGC Finance. I have like 2 questions, and I'm going to be direct. One is about handling the complaints. I personally am interested in knowing how far are they in the petitions. If it is so, how many, in case of members of parliament, how many have been denominated? How many are going to be given a chance to be nominated? Because we all know that some brought their complaints being not being given a chance to be nominated. I would like to know the number of people in your ruling who were given a chance to be nominated, and the number of people who were denominated. Two, it's all about we have seen the cases of raising number of MPs who have gone through unopposed. We want to know from you the number, the exact number of those people who have been gone through unopposed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
UBC? Yes, let's go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Jude, Radio 1, Radio 2. Chairman, one of them is my colleague has mentioned it, but again, Chairman, they are choosing you, particularly you. I think you have also heard about it. And it's about the presidential candidate of National Unity Platform. See, you don't have at the moment powers and you're just keeping quiet. Why does it take long for you to respond to such serious concerns? Secondly, another one is about the number of voters. You are getting 21.68. What have you? Have we got those who have made double registration, and what? How many are they, and what are the charges in case they are there? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jude.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Ivan Kaho. I work for APC. I have 3. You talked about candidates campaigning. And kindly let us know who these candidates are. Number 2, security has been sick people. I never talk to the security agencies. They complain that the people are beating security officers. As the referee in this whole election process, do you feel that the ground is leveled to achieve a better electoral outcome? Then number 3 is to do with statistics. I have seen that the number of voters has increased by 3 million from 18 to 21. That's the problem. But when you look at the people who voted in 2021, they were about only 10 million, meaning 8 million people did not turn up to vote, even if you added the invalid votes. Now this time around, what assurance are you giving anybody who is interested in the electoral process of Uganda that apparently the number of people who come to vote will increase? Because realistically, only 6 million people sent the head of state to the state house. As the electoral commission, kindly give the Ugandans assurance that this time around we may see a lot of Ugandans interested to go and participate in the polling process.
Give it, Shamim. Shamim.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Shamim Nawakoza. Chair, I would like to know from you, one, if you have
taken note of the dogs deployed by the security agencies and how they are operating in the elections. I want to know from you their complaints of about 300 plus individuals arrested. I don't know if Electoral Commission takes interest in those kind of offenses that happen in elections and what exactly you do with it. Also, Chair, I would want to know from you. There are petitioners that are consistently here. The Honorable Sech Kubo and his team are consistently here. Equally, the Nakawa team. Are those part of the petitions you have concluded? Thank you very much, Chair. Also, the other thing we would like to hear from you is whether you have taken any sanctions, because you take note of what transpired in Kiruhura. I want to know if you have taken any measures as Electoral Commission, the superintendent of this election, in finding out what exactly transpired, especially with the individuals seen in the yellow t-shirts. Thank you, Chair.
Give that, bring it here, bring it here, bring it here. No, bring it here. Bring it here to, that's the same group, I think.
Thank you so much. Lord Chairman, my name is Dominic Ochola for Uganda Radio Network. There are quite a number of candidates who have been disqualified for forging academic papers. Why does the Commission stop at only disqualifying them? Why don't you escalate the case and take them to court, or even blacklist them from future contests? Two, the timeline. My colleague Bakablindi talked about the petitioners. When do you expect to dispose of these over 300 cases that have been before you today? We have, you said there are quite about 83,000 contestants, and all of them paid nomination fees. May we know from you how much did the Commission collect from these contestants, and how much will remain for the Commission? How much will go to the national coffers? At the very last is about gazetting unopposed candidates. I understand the speaker wrote to you about gazetting those who went unopposed, and the Commission pronounced itself on this. Thank you.
Give it to him, give it to him.
Felix Jerine is my name from Sunrise Newspaper. Lord Chair, politicians out there are claiming one of the most distinguished legal brain. And your mother ministry, Ministry of Justice, also headed by one of the finest legal brain. But at the same time, they are witnessing bigotry law. Bigotry law, we are talking about prejudice, whereby when someone is requesting to begin a political party, you request them, they are particular from, I think, 98 district. But again, for presidential nomination, you do the same thing, yet you are the one who gave them permit to operate. That double work every time they are registering. Two, it's about, yes, about what? The question is about the way you are dispatching money to political parties under iPod. It creates impression that EC decided with the ruling elites. So could you be kind and explain what's surrounding the entire process?
Thank you.
Justice. My name is Setwa Manshura from Cruise Media. Cruise Media. Lord Justice, I have a question. You just said that there is going to be equal distribution of these voter verification machines all over the country. But we know there are polling stations actually which even don't have a maximum of 200 voters. And there are polling stations in the urban centers which have more than 1,000 voters. Is it really equal and fair to distribute these machines equally?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm Henry Baguma, EBC radio stations. Sir, I've heard from the media reports quoting the UPC President, Chairperson Akena James, as saying he's still in the race and